Hello, class. Today's lecture will consist of a provocative poem. Feel free to take notes for your journals, remembering journals are due at the end of term, or you may submit in essay form, so long as you touch on all the key points of the lectures. I was born with elation into this great nation, a country so grand with its abundance of land, we prompt jealousy from near and far, as we bask beneath our little star. It is our self-effacing, effectively erasing our legacy. Why not show the world how it's done? Long before the battle's won and the enemies brought to their knees, those enemies from overseas, why not show we can oversee ourselves, shelve the plans to be just like Americans, and follow Northern Europe's lead before it's prompted by abject need? I'm sorry, did I offend anyone? Eh? Let's use our resources to be self-sufficient. Instead of treating our wilderness like an enemy, haven't we proven we can beat the elements? Isn't it time to let common sense be common once more? Instead, what's common is a sense of desperation and greed. Those who master the money game carry on without any real need, using the system to beat the system. Well, the system doesn't care if we have clean air, and the system doesn't mind if we all go blind. It's supposed to be a tool, not a thing with a mind of its own. It's already known and been clearly shown that the market reacts like a crowd in a riot, following trends in clothing and diet, and nobody knows how to stop it. Nobody knows how to stop. Stop. Take a pause. Allow the idea that there's no need to feed when you're already fed. That the time to find peace is not when you're dead, but perhaps once a week. Just take a peek at the notion. Consider an act of devotion to whatever powers that be that you honor. Instead, human beings continue business as usual until two towns fall. And then the planes halt out of fear. But you can bet same time next year they won't ground them. Although that would be an appropriate nod to the dead and those who found them. And now the environment strikes back. And the government is under attack about Kyoto and lower emissions because the danger is real. But the first ones to get slack are big oil and big steel. We'll chant the litany to our graves. Save the economy! But the life the economy saves is its own. God knows the people who study laws and sciences tend to form unholy alliances with those who only study the numbers and forget the people who buy the appliances. As long as they can afford to buy Hummers, that bulletproof glass really makes you feel safe. I bet they come with an oxygen tank, for when the air outside is totally rank and the public's outraged at the tanker that sank. Keep that window rolled up and drive to and fro just about anywhere you'd care to go, except someplace quiet is harder to find. Pristine wilderness that has yet to be mined. Oh, the illusion is kept, as we're all being swept into a state of delusion that makes us all blind, with the smoke from the war and the storms at our door. Tell me, what's the difference between what a government does and what it's supposed to be for? Who can tell what's real and what's a crock? Who can hear beyond double talk? Who's got foundations built upon rock? And who's got an eye on opening the lock with a key that's accessible to you and me? I'm assuming you're human, and my definition is founded on years of erudition combined with the best life has to offer. I don't have much left in the coffers, and from what I hear, not many do. Aside from those immaculate few who bet on the market and stay the course, picking the winners, the sinners, of course, who fight against piracy, all the while doing what the rest of us would, raising the Jolly Roger whenever it suits, finding a stash that everyone loots, and putting in place laws to prevent anyone else from getting in it. Laws we uphold because we're good and upstanding. That's why we pay more for the finest name branding of what used to be free, like the water we drink, distrusting the substance that flows down our sink, and try all the while to stomach our bile, just glad we don't have to shout out, "Cigar!" Good people, don't feel bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't be sad, just don't blame yourself because you've been hacked. Let the scales fall from your eyes, open your ears, look past the fears that are broadcast to run you. Look past the fact that others outgun you. Wherever you are on the ladder, what rung, remember the first rule of self-preservation. Place the oxygen mask over your own mouth first, and that way you can act to limit the burst of air that's being sucked from your lungs so someone else can make a big profit. Nap time is over. It's time to get off it. Well, that's all for now. What can we do? My first advice is pay close attention. Find out for yourself, and if you're not sure, question. And whatever you do, don't give up. Normally we would have a Q&A now, but I have an appointment I can't miss. We'll pick up again next time. Class dismissed.